Right now, the Nikki Haley campaign is in New Hampshire, getting ready for an event this afternoon to try and shore up the vote in one of the early primary states. You're looking live at where this event will take place in just a couple of hours from now, the Twin Barns Brewing Company. All right, it comes a day after she received a major endorsement. Nikki Haley did. The Koch network announced it's backing Nikki Haley, and she is gaining momentum in the polls, battling Governor Ron DeSantis for second place. This is all playing out just days before NewsNation is set to host the next GOP primary debate 1 week from today. And this morning, former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, said that he would advise former President Trump to choose Nikki Haley as his running mate. Let's go to Washington now. Joining us, congressional reporter for The Hill, Mychael Schnel. This is hot off the press, right? So President Trump should pick Nikki Haley, according to Kevin McCarthy. I'm curious where that's coming from. And she's had a job working for the former president before. Would this be something she would even consider?
Yeah, a really interesting comment from former Speaker Kevin McCarthy this morning. I will note the question was in regards to choosing from a menu of a few options, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Tim Scott. And essentially what Kevin McCarthy said was that you don't want Trump to pick somebody who is sort of along the same lines as him for his running mate. In that sense, he doesn't want Kevin McCarthy is advising you shouldn't choose a pro-Trump individual to be your running mate. You want somebody who can get part of the electorate that Trump himself may not attract. Of course, that's the anti-Trump part of the party. So essentially saying there that Nikki Haley is the most formidable candidate of that group, and saying that if he were a political advisor, that's how he would advise the Trump team to act. Now, of course, whether or not Nikki Haley would accept that position if it came to that, that is an open question. Nikki Haley had used choice words for former President Trump since leaving his administration and launching her own bid for president. She hasn't been shy to attack him at times. But look, I mean, right now the president is Joe Biden and the vice president is Kamala Harris. And we saw them clash on the debate stage during the Democratic primary back in 2020. So anything's possible, but it would definitely be, right now it's definitely an open question of whether or not Nikki Haley would accept that nomination and that appointment if Trump decides to go down that route.
Yeah, my read of the tea leaves here is that could be an indication they're concerned about the momentum that she's gaining, particularly in New Hampshire right now. She got a big endorsement, Nikki Haley did, the Koch network. Now there are rumblings that the billionaire and Home Depot founder Ken Langone may also endorse the former South Carolina governor. There's a lot of money on the line with these big endorsements and donors. What's the significance of some of these financial endorsements, and can that move the needle?
Yeah, look, when you talk about someone like the Koch brothers and their Americans for Prosperity Action Group, it's a big name, but behind that name is a lot of money, a boatload of money that can go towards advertisements. It can go towards mailers, grassroots actions in these key swing states, in these key early voting states that can help increase Nikki Haley's A, standing in the polls, and B, her the way she finishes at the ballot box when those voters actually go to vote. So that's why these endorsements, specifically from these high dollar donors, are really significant. It's because while the name is big, again, that really translates to a lot of money being spent in the race that can help the candidate, in this case, Nikki Haley, a lot in the long run.
Yeah, money talks in politics these days. Mychael Schnel from The Hill, thank you. Good to see you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.